Hello and welcome to episode 21 of my Rampant Pyanodon Factorio playthrough. Today we'll be working, or I will start to work on 3 more of the 7 components we need for simple circuit boards. This includes the high power resistor, the vacuum tube, and the solder. The first thing we need to do, because the high power resistor and the vacuum tube both take glass, is upgrade and update our glass facility. The first thing we need to do is research the proper research. This allows us to crush quartz, which gives us a much higher ratio of quartz to glass. And then we need to do some rearranging. This tar here was originally intended to produce tar and coal gas, specifically for the glassworks. And I was going to be able to expand the glassworks with more fluids to the right, but unfortunately I built my military production right there, so I can't expand it right anymore. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this probably down here, where it's out of the way, the tar and coal gas production for glass, and then I'll also make my new, I think we need jaw crushers, a new jaw crushing facility up here that the quartz, no, actually we'll put it up here because there's nothing here. So the quartz will route here, get jaw crushed and turn into powdered quartz, and then come back here, and it'll join up with a new redone glassworks area. Oh, and before I go any further, I think it would make sense to show the roadmap. But again, like I just said, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade my glass, move the dedicated coal, gas, and tar, make a new and improved glassworks area so that I could work on high power resistor, vacuum tube, and then solder as well. Okay, so this is my new and improved glass Mark II. Pardon the decorations. I feel like I'm starting to over-design things, but what's good about this is that, first of all, the quartz, crushed quartz comes in and distributes itself here, right? And it looks exactly the same, but the point of this one is that it's expandable, right? So each of these is its own fuel line, right? So this one will be tar, this one will be coal gas, and in the future I have more. What I'll do is I'll just copy this like this, and I'll paste it over right here. And whatever was being produced in here suddenly gets shifted along all the way down the line and gets sent out here. So whether it's glass or whatever it is, it'll be shifted down here, and then I just have to copy and paste this 2 times. Or, okay, I'll have to do a little bit of adjustment, but that's the basic idea. And the thing is, right, we basically create a matrix, right? So vertically, it's a different fuel source. So like tar, coal gas. I don't even know what else we have. We have a lot of stuff here: light oil, kerosene, right? But then left to right is different products. So this one is glassworks, and if we ever want to make more, again, we just have to copy paste this and just put it down here. Okay, and now instead of glassworks, instead of normal glass, this can be glassware or whatever. So this is my new glass Mark II design, and it should be infinitely expandable and tileable to the right and down. But I don't need all these extra things. Also, yeah, the decorations will just have to be moved around too as well. But this is glass Mark II. Let's go ahead and port it into the new world. Again, but before we port it over, we need to get rid of what we have currently. So let's go ahead and tear this down. And again, move the dedicated coal and tar gas over. I said I was going to move it down here because I don't see much else being placed here. In fact, I could even put it right here underneath, sort of turn this blob into a giant block instead. Oh, perfect. So we finished the technology, and I think for fun, we can go ahead and get the glass text plate. I think there's a text plate for glass. Oh, we already have it. Okay. Well, that'll be that. I wonder if there's anything we can research in the time being. Radars, Syngus gas. Nah, I think we're good for now. Well, I forgot to copy paste it, and it's too much work to Control Z it since I built a bunch of other stuff. So instead, I'm going to go ahead and run up here and copy and paste my, I think it's my coke production, which will essentially double coke, but it'll still be dedicated for coal and coal gas and tar production. So yeah, I'll just take this. I'll even take the decoration tiles, create the blueprint, and then we'll go ahead and bring it down there. But the primary focus won't be to produce coke, it'll be to produce just the coal and the tar gas. Okay, and we'll place it right here. Oh, whoops. And the coal input is right here. So we can actually remove this coal line running all the way up here. It now runs up here for no reason. So I can finally rearrange some stuff here. Okay, I rerouted a lot of stuff here, so hopefully nothing's messed up. But here it is. This is now dedicated tar and coal gas production for glassworks. I need to connect it up still, but I imagine they'll just go up and to the right and end up over here somewhere. We've already seen something like this get plugged in, so I guess we can look at it for 1 second. All right, here's our 1 second before it fills up with tar. It's about to fill up with tar. Coal gas is going to fill up too in a second. Oh, why do we have a vent here? Okay, we have a vent there because we had excess coal gas before, but now we want the coal gas and the tar. And it's looking good. It's draining my system a little. Tar should fill up, so it'll stop. Okay, there we go. It's gonna stop soon. But there we go. This has been moving dedicated coal and gas tar. Next up, let's upgrade our glass. Oh, and when I say upgrade the glass, I don't mean the glassworks area. I mean the quartz input here. Oh, we have chests full of stuff. Okay, so here is our new glass production. Or not glass production, quartz. I'm turning the quartz into crushed quartz so that those can be melted down in the glassworks. But this is what it looks like. And I think I'll just plop it right here. Let's count 2 above. 1, 2 spacing, 1, 2 spacing, 1, 2 spacing. Right here. And the spacing was so that this could come out and take a turn like this. It'd be 2 away from here and 2 away from here, and I spaced it. Oh yeah, 2 here and 2 oh shoot, did I not space it enough? Oh, I don't know what I'm talking about. This was perfect spacing. 2 here and 2 here. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, but again, let's go ahead and finish building this and then reroute all the quartz. Okay, so the crushed quartz has 2 main outputs, one of them being crushed quartz, of course, and stone, which I have routed all the way here to our excess stones. That'll be prioritized. There we go. So the what's it called? The crushed quartz area is ready. So we can go ahead and empty this belt into it, and yeah, just watch it in action. I actually really like my squiggly lines here. I think they fill in some space and give it some character. And there we go. This is pretty much crushed quartz running at max capacity. So next up, let's go ahead and give this crushed quartz some purpose. Again, sometimes I forget about the clockwork mod because my base is so well lit. But I mean, in cases like this, where it's pitch black and I just want to put something down like this, you can't see anything. It's really funny. But yeah, I really like the flares they have added for this. I wish they were a tad bit brighter though. But anyways, this is the glassworks. 1, 2, 1, 2 down. This gives me enough space to expand it a little bit. It's cutting it really close. But yeah, 2 down, 2 right. So I think this is good enough right here. Let's go ahead and build it and input our crushed quartz. Oh man, I was finishing the glassworks and it seems like I can make hazard concrete. I didn't even know this existed, but I'm excited to try it out. Oh my god, that looks amazing! Alright, I'm definitely incorporating this in future builds for sure. But anyways, the glass Mark II is all set and done. It's funny that I made this I spaced it 2 away, but it ended up being 1 away after, after we add this to it. But no worries. Let's go ahead and plug it in and see how it runs for the very first time. These are set to glass. So for now, we can put the glass in a nice steel chest. And here we go. The quartz comes in, and it turns into molten glass. And then the molten glass will get turned into glass. Making glass already. It's being put away, and it should flow into here soon. Coal gas is going much slower, however. Oh, it's because it's not getting any molten glass. It's all being consumed over here. But that's all right. There we go, and we have glass filling up. So let's go ahead and empty that chest we had out there, up there earlier, and also see. Okay, the quartz has stopped producing because we need to get rid of this and produce more quartz. And here's the glass I was talking about. It's a giant chest, and let's go ahead and move it all. Alright, so I'm connecting up the glass right now. I'm adding it to our main bus. And you notice it's going to the right. Usually my inputs and outputs come from the same area. However, as I expand the glass in the future, yeah, the outputs will continue to go to the right. So I think for now it makes more sense for it to go to the right and join up. Though it does look a little spaghetti, a little too much spaghetti for me. So give me a second. And there we go. So I finished routing the glass into our bus up here, created some more spaghetti on the way, including moving this belt, whatever. It's a lot of spaghetti. Move the stone around, but it comes up, blah, blah, shoots out here, and moves all the way to the right. And next up, we will begin working on the vacuum tube high power resistor and the solder. Okay, so instead of choosing between the solder, vacuum tube, and high power resistor, they all had small enough recipes that I just made them in one. So if we go up here, we can check the high power resistor. That was simply just coke, glass, and tin plate. So that's this one. I just made sure the coke, the glass, and the tin plate was able to make it to it. And if we go here, we have the vacuum tube. Has iron plate, copper plate, graphene, and glass. Graphite is made from coke, so the coke runs up. It goes into the high pressure furnace to turn graphite, and then it goes into the vacuum tube. And then we have an vacuum pressure pump that sucks all the air out to make the vacuum tube. And then lastly, the solder is just lead and tin. So I like this build a lot because these two share glass, right? And so the glass goes in between them. These two share tin, and then these two share coke. So these share glass, these share tin, and then well, they don't share coke, but they share at least a derivative of coke. And then I just bring in the iron and the copper plate to finish it off. But yeah, this is the other three. So again, high power resistor, vacuum tube, and solder. Let's go ahead and port it over to our world. Oh, also before we go, again, you can see that I've been trying to up my art game. I now am becoming more and more abstract with how I decorate it. But yeah, let's go port it. Ooh, I like how this fits. I think I'm gonna put it right up here so we can continue to wrap our things around. So, right up here. And let's make it two away like this. This looks perfect. It looks really good up here. I'm liking how it's all coming together. But yeah, let's go ahead and finish building this, and then we'll have 6 out of our 7. Then we'll just have printed circuit substrates left, and then we'll have our simple circuit board ones, right? How hard gets printed circuit substrates to be, right? Almost there. Ooh, my excess products belt, what do you call it? My sushi byproducts belt filled up completely, and it's all jammed right here at aluminum. This is because I didn't make a priority splitter thing here, so that's what I'm doing right now. I'm going to make it so it prioritizes the aluminum that comes from excess products as opposed to aluminum that comes from the aluminum mine. But yeah, it's going to look like this. Perfect. Oh, more pings of attack from the SO's Northern Gate East. And we had one from the SO's Northern Gate North. And it looks like there's a bulge here, which means one of them has been upgraded. Or that's just a turret that's further out. But either way, I think we're getting more combat up here and up here. The forces at Northern Mark Gate 2 and SO's Southern Gate have not built back up yet. It might take a while for them to come back. Because I did nuke them back into the Stone Age. Also, I did originally want to have the belt wrap around here because I think it would use up the space perfectly, especially if we have 1, 2, 3 belt coming down here, 1, 2, 3. There'd be a perfect spacing at 2, which is just beautiful. But I think it means in the future we won't have any space for anything else to come through. And we still have a couple ores here that I don't think are being used yet. So, while it would be beautiful to have this come in here and spaghettify this one last clear section, I think we're going to have to look into the future by looking further into the line and placing it here instead. So, yeah, just so that we don't have this giant bend here. In fact, this could probably just come straight down here. Maybe sometime in the future there'll be something there. But yeah, these lines go down straight here. This way we keep all this space open for future items that might be needed for the bus later down the road. Alright, so we have just finished building our spaghetti interchange, but let's go ahead and let everything through it for the first time. There we go, everything's going in. We have our glass combining with our tin up here. We have the iron copper combining here, and then we have the coke and lead plates combining up there. And then we just have our fuel source coming right up. And there we go, beautiful, beautiful interchange. Let's go ahead now and up next is we're going to come up here and we're going to go ahead and plug in the solder, vacuum tube, and high power resistors. Alright, so let's go ahead and plug these in. We're not going to plug in the outputs for now in case something messes up, but this should be good to go. Oh, and here come the inputs. So the first thing we're going to see is the iron and copper are going to head to the right to go to where the vacuum tube is supposed to be made. The tin and glass is being put into the solder and the high power resistor at the same time. And now we can see our coke in the top left corner headed towards our high pressure furnace that'll make graphite that'll be put in the vacuum tube. We already have our first high pressure resistor coming out, and it's going to end up on the right side of the belt over here. Solder's coming out on the left side of the belt here, and now we have our vacuum tubes. The pressure pump is turned on and the vacuum tubes are now going to be put on the left side. So our inputs are good. Let's make sure that the outputs are also good. And in order to check the outputs, again, we are combining the solder over here with the copper zinc battery. So it's time to let these free. I know I've been letting them build up for a little bit, but let's let them go ahead and come this way. Yeah, let's let them come this way and then combine over here. So we have our vacuum tubes and high power resistors here and the solder here. The solder goes on the top side, again combining with the copper zinc battery. And now, after this, all we have to do is work on printed circuit substrate. We can make sure the ash works. We don't have any ash on my inventory on me, but we can just follow it. And ash combines with this line here. So it should be good. We do have a dedicated ash line, which is... I don't know, actually. I thought we had a dedicated ash line. It's probably this one that's empty. But I'm not sure. Anyways, yeah, we have the six out of the 7 ingredients for our simple circuit board up here and ready to go. But yeah, let's go ahead and check out our roadmap. We haven't updated this in a while. We finished upgrading the glass, made a new glassworks area, moved the dedicated coal gas and tar. Then we finished the high power resistor, the vacuum tube, and the solder. Again, printed circuit substrate is what we have next. And let's go ahead and begin work on that. And by beginning to work on it, I mean beginning to work on it on the next episode. Because I think that'll wrap up our episode 21. Again, special thanks to my sponsors, Ema and John Boy. Where's John Boy? John Boy's right up here. Come on. Oh my goodness. John Boy. And yeah, thank you guys for being my patrons and supporting me. See you guys next episode.